Technology, one of humanity's most unique traits, has been an ever-present guiding force on our society. Carl Sagan once said that our civilization's most crucial elements depended profoundly on science and technology. Never have those words been more evident than at Test Track, an attraction inspired solely on automobiles, one of the most ubiquitous and transformative types of human technology. With that said, it's time to buckle up for a high-speed ride through the white-knuckle thrill that is Test Track. At one point, every type of technology had a predecessor, and Test Track is no exception. When Epcot opened in 1982, one of its featured attractions was World of Motion, an Omnimover ride that humorously summarized the history of human transportation. Sponsored by General Motors, World of Motion resided in the Transportation Pavilion of Epcot's Future World until 1996. Its closure was a result of GM's hesitance to sponsor an aging attraction while the company was in the midst of financial problems. Disney and GM agreed to close World of Motion and replace it with a thrill attraction themed specifically to automobiles. Little by little, the attraction's final design became Test Track, where guests would experience the same exhaustive testing methods conducted on prototype vehicles. In essence, the attraction became, as many consider to be, an accurate depiction of a typical crash test dummy's life. Designed by Walt Disney Imagineering in partnership with General Motors, Test Track was built into the same building where World of Motion resided in. The pavilion's open-air entrance was sealed off with glass panels, and an elevated track was constructed around the building's exterior. The ride system that drives Test Track can be easily compared to a life-size version of a giant slot car. Despite the attraction's relatively simple premise, the journey to completion wasn't a smooth one for the Imagineers. In fact, Test Track underwent so many technical setbacks that the attraction's opening was delayed for 2 years. Test Track eventually overcame its obstacles and debuted on March 17, 1999 as the fastest Disney ride ever designed, and quickly became one of Walt Disney World's most popular attractions. The attraction proved to be such a success that newer generations of the ride's technology was later implemented in other attractions, including Journey to the Center of the Earth at Tokyo Disney Sea and Radiator Springs Racers at Disney California Adventure. Much like any other technology, Test Track was destined for an update. More than a decade after its debut, the Imagineers decided to revamp the attraction so that it reflected the contemporary automobile industry, as well as giving guests a far more personalized ride experience. General Motors returned to co-design and sponsored the attraction, focusing their affiliation on the company's Chevrolet brand. Nicknamed the Tron Track by fans due to its resemblance to the digital world featured in Disney's sci-fi franchise, Test Track reopened on December 6, 2012. In the original version of Test Track, the attraction's queue was themed to an industrial test facility accompanied by the loud ambient noise of machinery at work. Riders were briefed on the impending test by the attraction's host, portrayed by actor John Michael Higgins. Once on board, riders were taken under a series of trials, testing their vehicle's ability in suspension, braking, climate, maneuverability, and of course, a crash test. In this test, riders went through the crash barrier and entered the final trial, Speed, where their vehicle entered the outdoor portion of the track and accelerated to the attraction's peak speed of 65 miles per hour. Arriving back in the test lab, the riders exited through the post-show, which was themed to a manufacturing plant complete with a mass assembly line. The reimagined Test Track is fundamentally the same attraction with a few key differences. The queue is set in a modern design studio where guests are given the choice to design their own vehicle according to their desired specifications. With each individual rider's information uploaded onto the server, riders board their sim car and undergo the attraction's 4 main tests: capability, efficiency, responsiveness, and power. Following every test, the individual results of each rider's hypothetical vehicle is displayed. After unboarding, riders exit through the attraction's showroom, showcasing numerous Chevrolet car models. Test Track, both old and new, is a pulsating course through the alluring world of automobile design. A dynamic and creative Disney attraction that's on track of continuing Epcot's optimistic vision of the future.